Okay. Am I audible? Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen. So we are continuing our discussion on a section of the Mahabharata, the dicing, right, which is included in your syllabus. And in the previous class, we have seen that Yudhishthira is tricked by Shakuni and he has lost almost everything. He has lost his wealth, uh, he has lost his brothers, and now he has lost himself too. Okay, and because of that, he is now completely helpless, right? And towards the end of the previous class, we have seen that Vaishampayan said the champions of the world are helpless now, and Yudhishthira has lost them each with one throw. Okay, each of the brothers are lost uh, by being a stake of his elder brother. যুধিষ্ঠির এক এক করে তার সমস্ত ভাইকে গ্যাম্বলিং এর যে স্টেক সেটা তে পরিণত করেছেন এবং সকলকে হেরে যাওয়ার পরে হি হ্যাজ লস্ট হিমসেলফ টু। ওকে, একটা বাজিতে উনি নিজেকেও বাজি রাখলেন এবং সেখানেও তিনি obviously he has lost himself. Now what happens next? Today is I think 10. Now Shakuni said, "Yet there is your precious queen, and one throw is yet unwon. Stake Krishna of Panchala and win yourself back with her." So this is another trap. Okay, and Shakuni suggests very unscrupulously that he should stake Krishna or Draupadi, and if he wins this stake, Yudhishthira will get back everything he has lost. Yudhishthira said, "She is not too short or too tall, not too black or too red, and her eyes are red with love. I play you for her." Now he is staking whom? Draupadi. She means Draupadi. নিজের ভাইদেরকে হেরে গেছেন, নিজেকে হেরে গেছেন, এবার উনি দ্রৌপদীকে নিজের বাজিতে রাখছেন আর কি। Eyes like there is a description of Draupadi. Okay, এখানে আমরা একটা ডেসক্রিপশন পাবো দ্রৌপদীর। Description of Draupadi. Eyes like the petals of autumn lotuses, পদ্মলোচনা, পদ্মের মতো চোখ, a fragrance as of autumn lotuses, a beauty that waits on autumn lotuses, the peer of goddess of fortune. That means she is compared to autumn lotus. ওকে, অটম লোটাসের যে সৌন্দর্য, অর্থাৎ শরৎকালের পদ্মের যা সৌন্দর্য, তার সাথে তার দ্রৌপদীর সৌন্দর্য তুলনীয়। অ্যান্ড শি ইজ অলসো কম্পেয়ার্ড উইথ গডেস অফ ফরচুন। গডেস অফ ফরচুন মিন্স ভাগ্য লক্ষ্মী, যাকে বলি আমরা, লক্ষ্মী, গডেস লক্ষ্মী অ্যাকচুয়ালি। Yes, for her lack of cruelty, for the fullness of her body, for the straightness of her character, does a man desire a woman. So she is everything that a man searches in a woman. Last, she lies down. Who was the first to wake up? She is the last to lie down. রাত্রিবেলা সবথেকে শেষে তিনি নিদ্রা যান এবং সকালবেলা সব থেকে আগে উঠে পড়েন। দ্যাট মিনস শি ইজ ডেডিকেটেড টু হার ডিউটিস। Who knows what was done or left undone? She has full control over the household, down to the cowherds and goatherds. Her sweaty lotus-like face shines like a lotus, her waist shaped like an altar, hair long, eyes the color of copper, not too much body hair. Such is the woman king, such is the slender-waisted Panchali, for whom I now throw. She is taking Panchali, that beautiful Draupadi. Come on, Shobhala. Yudhishthir says that Draupadi is unparalleled in beauty, in grandeur, and in character. She is just wonderful, and now she is a stake of Yudhishthira. Vaishampayan said, when King Dharma means Yudhishthira, had spoken this word, Bharata, the voices that were raised by the elders spelled off. Woe! সকলে যেন হাহাকার করে উঠল, হাই করে উঠলেন। The hall itself shook. King and talk started among the kings. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, and others broke out in sweat. Everyone is just flummoxed. প্রত্যেকে হতবাক হয়ে যাওয়া, যাকে বলা হয়, সেরকম হয়ে গিয়েছিলেন। Vidura buried his face in his hands and looked as though he had fainted. Vidura is completely frustrated. Okay, he sat head down, brooding, wheezing like a snake. পুরো সাপের মতো যেন ফোঁস করছেন এরকম। But Dhritarashtra exhilarated. Here we can find that Dhritarashtra's reaction is just the opposite of others' reaction. Okay, অন্যেরা যে রিয়াকশন দিচ্ছে, অন্যেরা কিভাবে এটা রেসপন্ড করছে এই ধরনের ঘটনা, which is an unprecedented one. Okay, this kind of incident that a husband is taking his own wife, and who is the husband? He is King Dharma, অর্থাৎ ধর্মরাজ Yudhishthira. So everyone is bewildered. They are dumbfounded, surprised, completely surprised, and they don't know what to do. Everyone, remember, everyone is really a wise person there. ঠিক আছে, সবাই যারা আছেন তারা তাদের দিক থেকে, মানে তারা তাদের মতো করে কিন্তু বিশাল বড় মাপের মানুষ। ভীষ্ম, দ্রোণ, কৃপাচার্য, সকলে। বিদুর is the sage of Kuru dynasty. Okay, but everyone is helpless. They cannot believe their own ears, right? But Dhritarashtra is exhilarated. Exhilarated means he is just really happy, joyful. Okay, kept asking, has he won? So here we find another characteristic of Dhritarashtra, that he is now not only blind from outside, but his blindness actually reflects his inner poverty also. Okay. But for he did not keep his composure. He is too happy. Okay, because why he is happy? Because he is too weak towards Duryodhana, and he cannot see what seed of destruction lies in this game of dicing. To him, it is Duryodhana who is winning. Okay, তো সেই জন্য উনি নিজে যে কম্পোজার অ্যাজ আ কিং শুড বি নিউট্রাল। ওকে, তাকে নিরপেক্ষ হতে হবে। তার এটা শোভা পায় না যে তিনি দুর্যোধনের পক্ষ নেন বা যুধিষ্ঠিরের পক্ষ নেন, কিন্তু এখানে কি হি ক্যানট কিপ হিজ composure, right? So Karna, Dushasana and their cronies means their friends. Okay, Dushasana is the brother of brother of Duryodhana. Okay. দুর্যোধনের আর এক ভাই আর কি, এরা 100 জন ভাই ছিল, তার মধ্যে দুঃশাসন একজন। were mightily pleased, they are very pleased, they are very happy, but of others in the hall the tears flowed freely. But Shobala, without hesitation, with the glow of the winner and high with passion, again addressed the dice and cried, we have won. Now who is won? এখানে কাকে জয় করা হয়েছে? দ্রৌপদীকে। Duryodhana said, all right, you stewards. So now Duryodhana orders the steward, that is, steward means vidura আমরা জানি যে he is the prime minister of Hastinapura. Bring Draupadi, the beloved wife whom the Pandavas honor. Let her sweep the house and run on our errands. What a joy to watch with the serving wenches. So now Draupadi is nothing but a slave girl of Kauravas. ঠিক আছে, যেহেতু দ্রৌপদীকে জিতে ফেলেছে শকুনি তার ডাইসিং হেল্পে, ডাইস গেমের হেল্প নিয়ে, তাই জন্য দ্রৌপদীর স্ট্যাটাসটা এখন ডিটেরিয়েট করছে। ফ্রম কুইন শি উইল বি রেলিগেটেড টু স্লেভ গার্ল। ওকে, who is going to sweep the house, মানে ঘর ঝাড় দেওয়া বা বিভিন্ন কাজে নিযুক্ত হওয়া কৌরবদের, এই সব কাজে এখন তাকে নিয়োগ করা হবে। And Vidura said, the incredible happens through people like you. You don't know. Nitwit means fool. Okay, foolish person or stupid. You don't know it, nitwit. You are tied in a noose. So you are tied in a noose. যেন একটা যে গিট, দড়িতে যেন তোমার মানে তোমার ফাঁস, তুমি একটা ফাঁসে আটকে যাচ্ছ, ফাঁসে একটা যেন বাধা পড়ে যাচ্ছ। ইউ হ্যাং ওভার আ ক্যাজম, একটা বড় একটা যে গহ্বর, সে তার উপরে তুমি ঝুলছো। and do not grasp it. You dumb deer to anger tigers, like a dumb deer, একটা ফুলিশ হরিণের মতো, বোকা হরিণের মতো, যে হরিণ কি করে বাঘেদের মধ্যে রাগের উদ্রেক করে, ক্ষোভের উদ্রেক করে, সেই রকম হয়েছে তোমার অবস্থা। দ্যাট মিনস হিয়ার Vidura actually Vidura warns Duryodhana. You are carrying poisonous snakes on your head. They are pouches full of venom. So you are carrying poisonous snakes. তুমি বিষধর সাপেদের নিয়ে চলছো তোমার মাথার উপর, and their pouches are full of venom. Don't infuriate them, fool, lest you go to Yama. তুমি জমের দুয়ারে যাবে, তুমি যা করছো, ইউ আর doing something very risky, you are taking so much risks, and this is not right for you. Krishna is not a slave yet, Bharata. I think she was taken when the king was no longer his own master. It is a vital point which Vidura actually raises. Okay, I think she was taken when the king was no longer his own master. যখন কৃষ্ণা অর্থাৎ দ্রৌপদীকে স্টেক হিসেবে ধরেছেন যুধিষ্ঠির, তখন কিন্তু যুধিষ্ঠির নিজেরই মাস্টার ছিলেন না। তার মানে তার নিজের কোনো কিন্তু ডিসিশন নেওয়ার কোনো রকম ক্ষমতা ছিল না, কারণ উনি হি was already a slave of the Kauravas. Then how can he take decisions on the fate of Draupadi? Okay, Dhritarashtra's son, the prince, bears fruit like the bamboo only to kill himself. বাঁশ গাছে একবার ফল এনে তারপর বাঁশ গাছ মারা যায়। তো এখানে ব্যাম্বুর সঙ্গে কার তুলনা করা হয়েছে? ধৃতরাষ্ট্র সানের, দ্যাট ইজ দুর্যোধনের, যে এমন একটা ফল যেটা জন্ম দেওয়া দিচ্ছে দুর্যোধন, সেটা কি করবে? It will kill him. He is ripe for death. But he fails to see that dicing leads to a dangerous feud. That dicing leads to a dangerous feud. একটা dangerous conflict, confrontation সেটা হতে চলেছে। Be never hurtful or speak cruelly, nor extort. Extort means obtain something forcefully. Okay, extort means to obtain something with force. Nor extort the last from a penniless man. So now Yudhishthira is a penniless man, and don't obtain from him, don't snatch away from him the last thing that he has as a person with himself. Nor speak the wounding, hell-earning words that when voiced hurt another man. So here Vidura says that Duryodhana's words actually hurt another man. That is Pandavas. The Pandavas are hurt by Duryodhana's word. Those words beyond need fly from the mouth, and the one they hurt grieves day and night. Those words that strike where the other hurts, no wise man will lose on another man. So, those words that strike where the other hurts, no wise man will lose on another man. এই ধরনের কোনো ওয়ার্ড, এই ধরনের কোনো শব্দ ব্যবহার করা উচিত না যেটা অন্যকে আঘাত করে। For this goat, they say, dug up a knife. When a knife was missing, by pawing the ground, it became a means to cut its own throat. একটা গোট কি করেছিল, একটা ছাগল কি করেছিল, একটা নাইফ পুঁতেছিল, যখন নাইফ মিসিং হলো তখন ও সেই গ্রাউন্ডটা আঁচড়াতে শুরু করলো, তারপরে ইট বিকেম আ মিনস টু কাট ইটস ওন থ্রোট, নিজের গলায় নিজে দ্বারা মানে কেটে গেল আর কি। So dig up no feud with Pandu's son. What Vidura means here? Vidura means that this confrontation with the Pandu's sons actually leads to the downfall of Kauravas, the downfall of Duryodhana himself. Duryodhana will have to suffer greatly due to the rising game. Okay. They don't speak either good or ill of the forest dweller or householder, but the ascetic of mature wisdom, the same people bark like the curs they are. So, wise persons find that everyone who bark, যারা চেঁচামেচি করে, they are like curs, they are like dogs actually. This dreadful crooked door tilts towards hell. So, কি বলছে এখানে? This dreadful crooked door tilts towards hell. You know it not, Dhritarashtra's son. There are many will follow you down that road. Now the game has been won with Dushasana. The golds will sink and the rocks will float. So these are unnatural phenomena. Okay, unnatural phenomena. এগুলো সব আনন্যাচারাল অর্থাৎ অস্বাভাবিক ঘটনার কথা বলছে, যে যেটা ঘটতে চলেছে অ্যাকর্ডিং টু বিদুরা। দ্য গোল্ডস উইল সিঙ্ক অ্যান্ড রকস উইল ফ্লোট। ওকে, গোল্ড মিন্স ওই যে ওই ধরনের ভেজিটেবল যেগুলো লাউ জাতীয় ভেজিটেবল, তাকে গোল্ড বলে, সেগুলো সিঙ্ক করে যাবে, আর রক্স গুলো অর্থাৎ পাথর ভাসবে। অ্যান্ড দ্য শিপস উইল ফর এভার বি লস্ট অন দ্য সিজ বিফোর দ্য ফুল প্রিন্স Dhritarashtra's son will lend his ear to my apt words. That means these unnatural phenomena will happen before the full prince Dhritarashtra's son, that is Duryodhana, will lend his ear to my apt words. These are the apt words. These are the appropriate words which Duryodhana has to listen one day, but then everything will be perished, will be destroyed. For this to be sure spells the end of Kurus. For this to be sure spells the end of the Kurus. A grisly end. Grisly means a horrible, terrible end. Grisly end, the perdition of all, damnation of all, সকলের পতন. The words of the sage so apt and his frames are no longer heard, and greed just grows. Here in this dicing game, Vidura can find nothing but greed, no, excessive greed, and because of this greed, the downfall of Kauravas becomes inevitable. Vaishampayan said, "A plague on the steward," he said, and rose, maddened with pride, Dhritarashtra's son, and he looked at his usher in the hall. Usher means guard or guide. এখানে গার্ডই বোঝাবে, প্রহরী যাকে বলি আমরা। And he looked at his usher in the hall, and to him he spoke amidst those grandees. Go, usher, and bring me Draupadi here. You have nothing to fear from Pandavas. The steward is timid and speaks against it, but never did he wish that we should prosper. He বলছে, যাও দ্রৌপদীকে নিয়ে এসো। You don't have to be frightened from the Pandavas. পাণ্ডবদের দেখে ভয় পাওয়ার কিছু নেই। The steward is timid and speaks against it. It is true that the steward is speaking against it, that is Vidura is speaking against it, but he is timid. He can be frightened easily. He is afraid. but never did he wish that we should prosper. Vidura does not want to see us to prosper in our life. The usher, a bard at his master's words, bard means কবি যাকে বলা হয়, poet, went quickly out upon hearing the king, and he entered a dog in a lion's den. He entered like a dog in a lion's den. সিংহের গুহায় যেমন করে একটা কুকুর ঢোকে, ঠিক সেইভাবে এই usher, that is the guard, he entered Pandava's room, crawling up to the queen of the Pandavas, প্রায় ক্রল করে করে, মানে প্রায় হামাগুড়ি দিতে দিতে দ্রৌপদীর কাছে যেন যাচ্ছে, নিজেকে নিজেকে টেনে নিয়ে যাওয়ার মতন ব্যাপার আর কি। At the usher said, Yudhishthira, crazed by the dicing game, has lost you to Duryodhana, Draupadi. So he is now addressing Draupadi as Draupadi, not as the queen, as your highness. So he says that Yudhishthira is a crazy person and he is crazed by the dicing game. He is maddened by the dicing game. মানে জুয়া খেলতে খেলতে পাগল হয়ে গিয়েছে, আর দ্রৌপদী তোমাকে কিন্তু এবার হারিয়ে ফেলেছে, মানে তুমিও একটা স্টেক হিসেবে ছিলে এবং তোমাকে হারিয়ে ফেলেছে। Come enter the house of Dhritarashtra. To your course I must lead you, Yagnashini. So I am assigned the duty of leading you to your course. Course means যে কাজ, গৃহ কাজ, যে অংশ তোমাকে দেওয়া হবে সেইটা তোমাকে দেখিয়ে দেওয়ার দায়িত্ব আমার উপর পড়েছে। যাজ্ঞসেনী, যাজ্ঞসেনী মিন্স দ্রৌপদী। আচ্ছা, দ্রৌপদীর আমরা কটা নাম পাচ্ছি? How many names we get of Draupadi? দ্রৌপদীর কটা নাম পাচ্ছি এখানে?
3 to 4 names.
Right?
Yaggaseni, Panchali, Draupadi, and
Krishna.
Krishna. Okay.
So many names. Okay. Draupadi said, "How dare you speak so, and usher to me? What son of a king would hazard his wife?" So now Draupadi cannot believe it. Okay. Draupadi cannot believe that. What she cannot believe? That Yudhishthira has lost her in dicing. Okay. So, how dare you speak so and usher to me? What son of a king would hazard his wife? The king is befooled and crazed by the game. Was there nothing left for him to stake? So she asks, was there nothing left to him for him to stake? আমাকে কেন স্টেক হিসেবে ধরা হয়েছিল? সেখানে কি অন্য কিচ্ছু ছিল না যেটা উনি স্টেক হিসেবে নিতে পারতেন? When nothing was left for him to stake, Ajatashatru wagered you. Wagered means bet or stake you. Already the king had thrown for his brothers and then for himself, then princess for you. So at first he has lost his brothers and then himself, and at last he has staked Draupadi. Okay. Draupadi said, then go to the game and son of a bird, ask in the assembly, Bharata, whom did you lose first, yourself or me? So, this is the question which Vidura also raised, okay, beforehand. So, when you have found out, come and take me, son of a bird. So, it is a question that has been asked by Draupadi herself too, that Bharata, whom did you lose first, yourself or me? So, this is the question. Vaishampayan said, he went to the hall and asked Draupadi's question, as the owner of whom did you lose us? So queries Draupadi, whom did you lose first, yourself or me? So, this is Draupadi's query. Whom did you lose first, yourself or me? But Yudhishthira did not start, as though he had lost consciousness, and made no reply to the bird, whether good or ill. Now Yudhishthir becomes really like an unconscious person. Okay, because he can understand what a grave blunder he has committed. Okay. Duryodhana said, let Krishna of the Panchalas come here and ask the question herself. All the people here shall hear what she or he has to say. So Duryodhana said that firstly Krishna has to come here and she should ask the question herself. Vaishampayan said, as he was in Duryodhana's service, the usher, who was the son of a bird, went to the king's lodgings, and as though shuddering, as though he was just trembling, shuddering. Okay, shuddering means little trembling. Kappa said to Draupadi, the men in the hall are summoning princess. Methinks that the fall of the Kurus has come. So he is also talking about the fall of the Kurus. That fool will not protect our fortunes if you have to come to the hall, O princess. So now the usher can also understand, usher can also sense that something ill is going to be happen. Draupadi said, that is how he disposes the all disposer. Both touch the sage and the fool. He said, in this world only law is supreme. He shall bring us peace when the law is obeyed. So she is talking about law. law মানে আমরা যেটাকে ধর্ম বলে থাকি। এখানে কিন্তু আইন নয়, এটা ধর্ম। অর্থাৎ ধর্মই একদিন জিতবে। In this world only law is supreme. ধর্মই হচ্ছে সর্বোত্তম মানে ঘটনা। ধর্মকে মেনে নিলেই একমাত্র শান্তি আসতে পারে। Vaishampayan said, but Yudhishthira, on hearing what Duryodhana wanted to do, sent an acceptable messenger to Draupadi. O bull of the Bharatas, in her one garment knotted below, weeping, and in her courses, she went to the hall, the Panchala princess, and stood before her father-in-law. She was having her menstrual cycle. Okay, so it was very difficult for her to appear in one garment in front of everybody in the hall where her father-in-law is there, is present. Okay. Watching the courtiers' faces, the prince Duryodhana said gleefully to the bird, Bring her here, good usher, right here on this spot, so the Kauravas may speak up to her face. So now Duryodhana wants her in the center of the hall. So the Shuta, who was in Duryodhana's service but afraid of the wrath of Drupada princess, he is afraid of the wrath of the Drupada princess. Wrath means anger. Okay, wrath means anger. Shade all his pride and asked the assembled, "Who am I to speak to Draupadi?" So he is now uh, back to her conscience. Okay, drives him to ask this question: Who am I to ask to a Draupadi? দ্রৌপদীকে জিজ্ঞেস করার আমি কে, কথা বলার আমি কে? Duryodhana said, Dushasana, he is a fool, the bird's son. He is terrified of the wolf belly. ও ভীমকে ভয় পেয়েছে. Wolf belly means ভীম আসে না। ওকে, বৃকোদর যেটাকে বাংলায় বলা হয় সেটা ভীম আসে। Himshen. Fetch and bring yourself Jagdashena's daughter. How can our powerless rival prevent you? So you should go yourself and fetch and bring Jagdashena's daughter, that is Draupadi. Vaishampayan said, thereupon the son of the king rose up on hearing his brother eyes reddened with wrath, and entered the dwelling of those great warriors. And he said to Draupadi, daughter of kings, all right, now come Panchali. Now Dushasan takes the charge. Okay. Come Panchali, you are won. Look upon Duryodhana without shame. You shall now nub the Kurus, long lotus-eyed one. You have been won under law. Come along to the hall. So now, Dushasana reports are that you have been won under law. ধর্ম তো তোমাকে জেতা হয়েছে. This is a statement which can raise only mockery. Okay. লড়ের থ্রুতে ধর্ম দ্বারা কি করে এক কুলবধূকে জয় করা সম্ভব? তাদের নিজেদেরই কুলবধূ, নিজেদের ফ্যামিলির actually. In bleak spirits did she rise and wiped with her fan her pallid face. Pallid face means pale face. মানে হচ্ছে মলিন মুখ. Okay. In despair she ran where the women sat of the aged king, the bull of the Kurus. So now Draupadi is helpless and she does not know what to do. She wiped out her pale face, her wan face, and in despair, in utter desperation and frustration, she ran where the women sat of the aged king, the bull of the Kurus. And quickly the angry Dushasana came rushing to her with a thunderous roar. Now, what Dushasana did? He came rushing to her with a thunderous roar. প্রচন্ড জোরে চিৎকার করতে করতে ওর কাছে এলো, ছুটে এলো দ্রৌপদীর কাছে. By the long tressed black and flowing hair, Dushasana grabbed the wife of a king. Now Dushasana grabbed the wife of a king by her long flowing hair. মানে দ্রৌপদীর চুলের মুঠি ধরে দুঃশাসন তাকে টানতে টানতে নিয়ে আসছে. The hair that at the concluding bath of a king's consecration had been sprinkled with pure spelled water. যেটা পবিত্র জলের দ্বারা পরিশুদ্ধ করা হয়েছিল, যে হেয়ার ধৃতরাষ্ট্রের son now caressed with force. সেটাই শক্তি প্রয়োগ করে সেই চুলের মুঠি ধরে দুঃশাসন টানছেন. Unmanning the Pandus. এবার পাণ্ডবরা কিন্তু শুধু দেখছেন, তাদের কিচ্ছু করার নেই। পাণ্ডব দে as if they have lost their manliness. They are now no man. Um, okay, they are relegated to a subhuman level. ওকে, তারা যারা পুরুষত্বের একেবারে চরম নিদর্শন বারবার দেখিয়েছেন থ্রু আউট দেয়ার লাইফ, দে আর নাও অ্যাপিয়ারিং টু বি আনম্যানলি। ওকে, দুঃশাসনা স্ট্রোকিং হার মিন্স আই মিন ধাক্কা দেওয়া, যেটা বলে ধাক্কা দিতে দিতে ওকে আনছেন, দ্রৌপদীকে আনছেন, led her and brought her, that Krishna of deep black hair, to the hall, as though unprotected amidst her protectors, as though she is unprotected amidst her protectors. Who are her protectors? Draupadi's protector kara? The Pandavas, because they are her husbands, Pandavas, and tossed her as wind tosses a plantain tree. Plantain tree means banana tree. Sorry. যেমন করে বাতাসে একটা কলা গাছ যেমন দুলে ওঠে, তেমনি করে তাকে যেন দ্রৌপদী যেন দূরে উঠল, ওর যে শক্তি প্রয়োগের ধারে আর কি, শক্তি প্রয়োগের ভারে। And as she was dragged, she bent her body and whispered softly, "It is now my month. This is my sole garment. Man of snow wheat, you cannot take me to the hall, you churl." Churl means an impolite person. মানে অসভ্য একজন ব্যক্তি। Here she is completely helpless. Draupadi is helpless. She is in her months. That means she is in her menstrual cycle is going on, and she is in sole garment, which was regarded as a improper dressing to be appeared before the assembly hall. Okay, but using his strength and holding her down by her deep black locks, he said to Krishna or Jishnu, to Hari or Nara, cry out for help, I shall take you yet. তুমি যার কাছেই হেল্পের জন্য, যার কাছেই সাহায্যের জন্য প্রার্থনা করো না কেন, সে কৃষ্ণর কাছেই হোক আর জিষ্ণুর কাছেই হোক। জিষ্ণু মিন্স অর্জুন। ওকে, জিষ্ণু মিন্স অর্জুনা। টু হরি অ্যান্ড নর, হরির কাছেই হোক আর নরর কাছেই হোক, তুমি যার কাছেই সাহায্যের জন্য প্রার্থনা করো না কেন, আই শাল টেক ইউ ইয়েট, আমি তোমাকে নিয়ে যাব। Sure you be in your month, Jagashena's daughter, or wear a known cloth, or go without one. You have been won at the game of the game and been made a slave, and won nature's with slaves as the fancy befalls. So you are now a slave girl, you will be treated as they are treated by their masters. The masters can do whatever they like to a slave girl. So there is nothing important than that. Okay, that nothing matters actually, whether you are wearing a known cloth or wearing nothing, or you are in your month or not. Okay, her hair disheveled, her half skirt drooping, shaken about by Dushasana. Ashamed and burning with indignation, she whispered again, and Krishna said, so now she is driven by Dushasana and her hair disabled. Disabled মানে তার চুল এলোমেলো হয়ে গিয়েছে, তার যে পরনের যে হাফ স্কার্ট ছিল, যেটা অনলি ক্লথ যেটা ছিল সেটা ড্রুপিং, আহ সেটার অবস্থাও ঠিক নেই, এবং সেই অবস্থাতে কিন্তু দুঃশাসন ওকে তার নিজের যে পুরো শক্তি প্রয়োগ করে ওকে টানছে। And she is ashamed and burning with indignation. Indignation means anger. প্রচন্ড বিরক্তি, প্রচন্ড রাগে যেন জ্বলছে তিনি, and she is ashamed too. She whispered again, and Krishna said, in the hall are men who have studied the books. All follow the rites and are like unto Indras. So they are like God. They are God-like persons. And they are all my gurus and act for them. Before their eyes I cannot stand thus. Now she is imploring again and again, asking for consideration to Dushasana, that in this state I cannot appear before the assembly hall. You ignoble fool of cruel fits. Ignoble means you hateful. Okay, hateful or this is the I think derogatory term. um, মানে যেটা বলে নিচ, mean minded. Okay. Ignoble fool of cruel fits, don't render me nude, do not debase me. These sons of kings will not condone you. They will not allow and accept what you are doing. Okay. Condone means allow and accept. Okay. Were Indra and gods to be your helpmates. যদি ইন্দ্র আর গড এরাও তোমাকে হেল্প করতো, তাহলেও কিন্তু তোমার পক্ষে এইটা মানে এটা থেকে বাঁচা তোমার পক্ষে সম্ভব ছিল না। These sons of kings, that is the Pandavas, will never condone you, will never allow and accept the behavior you are doing towards me. The king, son of Dharma, abides by the law, and the law is subtle for the wise to find out. But even at his behest, I would not give the least offense and abandon my virtue. তার যে ধর্মরাজ, that is son of Dharma, that is Yudhishthira, he abides by the law always. তার মানে উনি সবসময় ধর্মের পথে থাকেন। And the law is subtle. law কিন্তু ভীষণ সূক্ষ্ম, অর্থাৎ ধর্ম কিন্তু ভীষণ সূক্ষ্ম, এবং জ্ঞানী ব্যক্তিরা সেটা খুঁজে বের করবেন। কিন্তু এহেন ধর্মরাজের বিহাস্ট, অর্থাৎ অর্ডার, বিহাস্ট মিন্স অর্ডার, আদেশ, এই ধর্মরাজের আদেশেও কিন্তু I would not give the least offense and abandon my virtue. I will not leave or abandon or give up my virtue. আমার যা ধর্ম, আমার যা কর্তব্য, সেখান থেকে আমি কিন্তু সরব না। It is best that amidst the Kaurava heroes you drag me inside while I am in month. There is no one here to honor you for it, though surely they do not mind your plan. Okay, now he says that whatever you are doing, you will never be pardoned for it. This is an impardonable offense. It is a base thing. প্রচন্ড নিচ কাজ করছো তুমি, এবং there is no one here to honor for it. honor you for it. No one will honor you for it, though surely they do not mind your plan. So nobody is really obstructing or resisting you, okay, from your plan. কেউ কিন্তু এখানে তোমাকে আটকানোর চেষ্টা করছে না, সেটা আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি। কিন্তু এরা কেউ তোমাকে অনারও করছে না, এরা কেউ তোমাকে সম্মানও করছে না তুমি যেটা করছো সেটার জন্য। Damnation! Lost to the Bharatas is there no and the ways of sagacious barons, when all these Kauravas in their hall watch the Kuru laws limits overstridden. So, damnation. She is talking about damnation. Destruction. Lost to the Bharatas is there no, and the ways of sagacious barons. কোথায় গেল কোথায় গেল তাদের ধর্ম, তাদের যে এত যে সেগাসিয়াস, তারা এত জ্ঞানী গুণী অভিজাত যে পরিবার, তাদের ধর্ম কোথায় গেল? When all these Kauravas in their hall watch the Kuru laws limits overstridden, সমস্ত লিমিট, ধর্মের সমস্ত সমস্ত সীমা পরিসীমা যে ভঙ্গ করা হচ্ছে, পরিসীমা যে ছাড়িয়ে যাওয়া হচ্ছে, এখানে সবাই বসে বসে শুধু দেখছে। Nobody is resisting this. There is no metal in Drona and Vishwa, not to be sure in this good man. There is no metal in Drona and Vishwa. She is now angered. Okay. She is helpless and she is angry. And she says that there is no metal, কোনো রকম কোনো মানে সাবস্ট্যান্স নেই, কোনো মেরুদণ্ড নেই। They are spineless. Drona and Bhishma are spineless. Not to be sure in this good man. The chiefs of the elders amongst the Kurus ignored this dread unlaw of this king. So she is now blaming the king, that is Dhritarashtra. Okay, Dhritarashtra is doing something really unlawful, and everybody, despite being wise men themselves, they are ignoring this. Okay. As she piteously spoke, the slim-waisted queen threw a scornful glance at her furious husbands. Now she threw a scornful glance at her furious husbands. তাদের দিকে একটা স্কর্নফুল গ্লান্স, অর্থাৎ ঘৃণা ভরা একটা দৃষ্টি নিক্ষেপ করলেন কৃষ্ণা তার যে ফিউরিয়াস হাজবেন্ড, তার যে স্বামীরা যারা প্রচন্ড ক্ষিপ্ত তার সঙ্গে এই ধরনের আচরণ হচ্ছে দেখে, তাদের প্রতি একটা ঘৃণা ভরা দৃষ্টি নিক্ষেপ করলেন। And inflamed with the fall of her sidelong glances, the Pandavas wrapped with wrath in their limbs. They are angry too, but they are helpless. They are themselves lost. They don't know what to do. Not the kingdom lost, not the riches looted, not the precious jewels plundered did hurt, as hurt this sidelong glance of Krishna, that glance of Krishna sent in fury. তো কি বলছেন, তারা যে ওয়েলথ হারিয়েছেন, তারা সবকিছু তাদের যে প্রায় লুটে নেওয়া হয়েছে, প্রায় ডাকাতি করা হয়েছে, they are not really hurt or wounded by this, but this sidelong glance, this hateful glance, scornful glance of Krishna, that is Draupadi, this sent them in fury. ওকে, এটা অনেক বেশি তাদেরকে আঘাত করছে। দ্রৌপদীর এই যে দৃষ্টি, যে দৃষ্টিতে এত ঘৃণা, এত জিজ্ঞাসা লুকিয়ে আছে, সেই দৃষ্টি তাদের যেন অত্যন্ত মানসিক ভাবে আঘাত করছে এবং তারা প্রচন্ড ক্ষিপ্ত হয়ে উঠেছেন। Dushasana, though, watched only Krishna, who was looking down on her wretched lords, and shaking her wildly, she was close to fainting, cried cruelly, "Slave!" and laughed aloud. Now Dushasana is humiliating Draupadi, okay, and he is calling Draupadi as slave, and he is laughing aloud. And Karna, this Dushasana has done this kind of offense, and now Karna. And Karna applauded his word to the full, and heartily laughing acknowledged it. And Shaubala's son, king of Gandhara, likewise cheered on Dushasana. That is Shobala's son, Shubala's son, king of Gandhara, likewise cheered on Dushasana. That is Shakuni. Okay. হুম। তো এখানে কি হচ্ছে কর্ণ কিন্তু অ্যাপ্লাউড করছে অর্থাৎ কর্ণ এখানে হি ইজ ভেরি হ্যাপি টু সি দিস হিউমিলিয়েশন অফ দ্রৌপদী। কর্ণ কেন হ্যাপি তোরা জানিস কর্ণ এত খুশি কেন? হ্যাভ ইউ এনি আইডিয়া? দ্রৌপদীর হিউমিলিয়েশন দেখে কর্ণ এত খুশি হচ্ছে কেন? এত খুশি হচ্ছেন কেন কর্ণ? তার কোনো আইডিয়া আছে? জানিস না তোরা কেউ? Okay. When Draupadi's Sayamvar was going on, Karna was one of the contenders. Okay. And as we all know that he is a great warrior. He can be compared with Arjuna. Okay. And he was capable of fulfilling the condition of aiming at the fish's eye by only watching the shadow of that fish. Okay. Uh, he was capable enough and he could win Draupadi as his wife. But because of his identity as a Shutaputra, that is the son of a charioteer, Draupadi actually denied him that right to contend. Okay, দ্রৌপদী বলেছিলেন যে এই সুতপুত্রের গলায় আমি কখনো কিন্তু বড়মাল্য পরিয়ে দেব না। আমি এই সুতপুত্রকে কখনোই নিজের হাজবেন্ড হিসেবে অ্যাকসেপ্ট করব না। তো সেই কথাটা কিন্তু কর্ণ ভীষণভাবে হার্ট করেছিল কর্ণকে। কর্ণ took it as his insult. Okay, in a way, Draupadi insulted Karna because she actually raised questions regarding Karna's identity as a charioteer's son. So, and according to Draupadi, as he is not a Kshatriya, that is an aristocrat by birth, he is not worthy to be her husband. তো এই যে হিউমিলিয়েশনটা এটা কিন্তু কর্ণ ভুলে যায়নি এবং আজকে যখন দ্রৌপদীর হিউমিলিয়েশন হচ্ছে তখন কিন্তু কর্ণ ভীষণ হ্যাপি কর্ণ ইজ ভেরি হ্যাপি ওকে and he is cheering Dushasana and Shakuni is also happy. Apart from these two and Duryodhana, all other men who sat in the hall on seeing Krishna dragged into the hall were filled with misery beyond measure. They are really hurt. Everyone was full of misery. Okay. প্রচন্ড রকমের কষ্ট হচ্ছে সকলের প্রচন্ড তাদের অবস্থা খুব করুণ they are helpless they know very well that this is a grave blunder from the part of Kuru dynasty but they are helpless and they can do nothing. ভীষ্ম said এবার ভীষ্ম কি বলছেন সেটা শোনা যাক. As the law is subtle, my dear, I fail to resolve your riddle the proper way. Riddle. Riddle মানে হচ্ছে ধাঁধা, puzzle. A man without property cannot stake another's, but given that wives are the husband's chattels. So, একদিকে বলছে wives are the husband's chattels, that is servants. Okay. And a man without property, Yudhishthira was a man without any property when he staked Krishna, and in this way he has no right to stake Draupadi. Okay. But at the same time, being the husband of Draupadi, he has complete right over Draupadi. Okay. Yudhishthira may give up all earth with her riches. Before he had give up, he would give up the truth. The Pandava said, I have been won, therefore I cannot resolve this doubt. No man is Shakuni's peer at the dice, and he left Yudhishthira his own choice. And the great spirited man does not think he was cheating. Therefore, I cannot speak to the riddle. So, here, Yudhishthira had his own choice according to Vishwa. যুধিষ্ঠিরকে কেউ কিন্তু বাধ্য করেনি যে তাকে দ্রৌপদীকে বাজি রাখতেই হবে, এবং এখানে শকুনির কেউ সহযোগী হিসেবেও কাজ করেনি এই ডাইসিং গেমে। It was Yudhishthira's own decision. So therefore, I cannot speak to the riddle. That is, I cannot solve this riddle. Draupadi said. In the meeting hall, he was challenged, the king, by cunning, ignoble, and evil tricksters, who now to gain he had never much tried it. Why then do you say he was left a choice? So, দ্রৌপদী কি বলছেন? In the meeting hall, he was challenged. সবার সামনে যুধিষ্ঠিরকে এখানে চ্যালেঞ্জ করা হয়েছে মিটিং হলে by cunning, ignoble, and evil tricksters. প্রচন্ড চাতুর্যের সঙ্গে এই কাজটা করা হয়েছে, নিচতার সঙ্গে এই কাজটা করা হয়েছে, with meanness, with sly, evil tricksters. This kind of thing has been done. Who now to game he had never much tried it. Yudhishthir loves to game loves to play the dicing game, but he had never much tried it. Why then do you say he was left a choice? মানে সবার সামনে যুধিষ্ঠিরকে এভাবে চ্যালেঞ্জ করা হয়েছে, তাহলে তার কাছে কি খুব বেশি কিছু চয়েস থাকে? Speared the best of Kurus and Pandavas, he did not wake up to the playing of tricks. He attended the session, and when he had lost all, only then he agreed to hazard me. So he attended the session, and when he had lost all, only then he agreed to hazard me. They stand here, the Kurus, they stand in their hall, proud owners of sons and daughters-in-law. Examine ye all this word of mine, and resolve my riddle the proper way. Okay, now she is asking for the solution, for the way out of this riddle. সকলকে জিজ্ঞেস করছেন, এখানে দ্রৌপদী কিন্তু সকলকে জিজ্ঞেস করছেন যে ইউ শুড এক্সামিন দ্য হোল সিচুয়েশন অ্যান্ড সলভ দ্য রিডল, সলভ দ্য পাজল, whether Yudhishthira has done something right or wrong. Okay. Or not, something, whether Yudhishthira has done something right or not. They stand here, the Kurus, they stand in their hall. So what has been done by Yudhishthira is not resolved, whether it is right or wrong. So we should end our class here right now. We will start from the next section in the next class.